We see you getting after your fitness goals. But what about those money goals? You can count on Credit Karma for a clear view of your finances and your progress, helping you see results so you can keep checking off those financial personal bests and find your way to money. Progress never felt so good. Download the Intuit Credit Karma app and start achieving your money goals today. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
This week, we have a special guest on, Shep Rose from Southern Charm. Hey, Shep.
Yo. Long time.
I get to say y'all to Brittany. That was for you specifically.
Y'all. I love it. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been great. Feel good. Just told you I've been working out and trying to eat right. I don't know. Having some.
Wait. What sprung all this? I think I have an idea, but go ahead and tell me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. Physiologically, just, want to get ahead of the curve and be the best in shape and mentally and physically that I can, because life is fun, but you gotta take care of the vessel that got you there.
I agree.
Yeah. You were well, to get right into it, man. BravoCon. Oof. You were. I mean, to put it politely, you were fun to watch.
Oh, thanks.
I was just passing by you in the lobby all the time, and going by, you were always off somewhere, and you were like 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, I went into that with obviously the wrong approach. I'm not going to blame Vegas, but I'm also going to say it wasn't a contributor.
Everybody goes crazy in Vegas.
I know. It's kind of like, it's like putting a kid in a candy store and saying, "Don't touch any candy."
Yeah, and then any sort of free time you have can easily be occupied by gambling and drinking, but I'm not blaming Vegas. I swear. I'm just saying it was like maybe not my favorite town. I knew that going in. I knew everything going in. I have no excuses in that manner. But
have you been to Vegas before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember whenever I ran into you the one time I did, we were like in the lobby or something of the hotel, and I was like, "Hey, Shep," and you're like, "Hey," talk to me for a second. You're like, "I gotta go. I'm supposed to be on Watch What Happens Live right now."
Yeah, you missed Watch What Happens Live, didn't you?
No, I unfortunately
made it.
Oh, you made it. I thought you missed a panel or something.
That would have been a good idea for me personally. Unfortunately, did not. No, there's another part of it, guys. Just devoid of my own personal whatever journey I'm going through, but and you guys can attest. You're at BravoCon. Everyone's so excited to see you. You're making all these people happy, and that's a good thing. But you can easily get fooled into this, like, I don't know, this snowball effect of just like partying, and
it's super easy.
Celebrating the fact that you're making all these people happy. It's a weird incentives that go through your brain, or at least my brain, and yeah, it was just like the perfect bad storm.
Well, you're always a lot of fun, and I do want to bring up. Do you remember? I'm sure you do. Jax's sister had her bachelorette party, and we came to see you guys, and you took us around, and we're like the best host ever, and showed everybody such a good time. So I want to make sure I say thank you again for that.
Yeah,
that was so fun.
I love.
Yeah, thanks for showing my sister a good time, and yeah, that looked really fun. I saw the videos from that. I was like, oh God, I kind of wish I was there. Vegas, like I said, Vegas was a great time. I mean, like we were just getting back into things too when we were there, and just getting mobbed by I honestly felt like I was Justin Bieber, like walking through there. I had 4 security guards on me. I had girls rushing into the bathroom, holding people back. I'm like, I haven't been on TV in 2 years. Like, these people are still going crazy. It just felt
almost
so
4
good.
Years, actually.
Almost 4 years. Yeah. Well, yeah. And it was just so much fun, man. It was so cool to be included in that, and super excited to be back. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing better. Glad working out, looking healthy. You look good.
Thank you. Someone said you can work in Vegas or you can play in Vegas. You can't do both.
No.
And I don't know. I just need to probably not go either. But I will go next year if they'll have me. I swear I've learned a big lesson. So that's
everybody loves you, Shep. Even if we all go through our ups and downs. So don't worry, you're still a favorite out there. Trust me. I got so many questions coming in and stuff about you. But I wanted to take it another route really fast, and I wanted to go back to the very beginning of whenever you got on Southern Charm. How were you approached to do the show? How did this all start for you?
I wasn't approached. I was on a rooftop at a New Year's Eve party, and Whitney, I didn't know Whitney, but I knew Thomas Ravenel, and Thomas was, we're actually like distant cousins, but I know family. My uncle knows him, this and that, and he lives, and so I knew of him, but didn't know him well. And I was like, "What's up, man?" And he was like, "You won't believe it. They're putting together a camera crew to film me here in Charleston." And a few others. I was like, "Wow, congratulations." He goes, "You got to meet Whitney. He's orchestrating the whole thing." So Whitney comes over, and we just started laughing right away. I started making fun of everyone around us, and I gave him a business card I had at the time. I had a few of them that said, "Go f yourself."
Oh my gosh.
And he loved that. Just
go f yourself with your name and phone number. That's awesome.
It doesn't have my name at all. It has one guy punching another guy in the balls. It's got no numbers. Just go f yourself. And because he was like,
this is Shep before he was even on a TV show.
Wow.
Right. Oh, no, I've been the same for forever. This is not an act. I've been fucking around for a long time. And
so that's how it all happened, huh? Then they brought you back. They brought you on. You went through a couple of interviews, shot a pilot. Rest is history.
Never interviews, nothing. And Whitney, we ended up having a funny night that night, and went to this party, that party, and he was like, "You'll be perfect for the show." I was like, "Man, I don't even know what you're talking about. I've got other things I'm working on," which I did at the time. And then he was like, "Let me buy you lunch tomorrow with my business partner." So we went to lunch, had a funny ass, crazy lunch, and decided to go up to my family's farm and film a sizzle reel material, which again, this is all new terms to me. I've never even been in a school play. I had no idea what it's like to perform or anything. I've just been myself forever. So I just, I said, "I'll try anything once." We went up there with a bunch of shotguns and skeet and whiskey and girls and guys and oysters and steaks. And we just had a day on camera. I'd never been on camera before. And I said, "I'll never see these guys again." And 6 months later, dang, there you go.
Wow. How did you feel for the first time filming with all the cameras and stuff around? Because I know for me, it was a completely new world as well, being from Kentucky. So how did you feel like having all these camera crews and producers, sound guys for the first time? Do you remember?
The footage, thank God, never made it anywhere because I was hamming it up. I sounded like such a douche, I thought. But I think that it did the trick. I guess whoever the executives or production companies liked it. So they
were like, "We need this guy."
Yeah, you're definitely a good time. That's for sure.
Hey, look, if I wasn't on that rooftop, you're not talking to me right now. Who knows what I'm doing?
Yeah, who knows what I'm doing? Yeah. So I'm guessing you're happy with your decision to start a reality TV career.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Do you regret it?
No.
Would you change anything?
No, I don't look at life that way. We all whatever happened exactly the way it should.
You know what? I feel the same way. I get that question all the time. Would you do things differently? Of course, there's some things in the last decade of my life I would do differently, but I don't think it would have brought me to this point right now.
And you got to learn and grow from your mistakes.
And you got to learn and grow. And like I said, it made a lot of it made for great television at my expense, but a lot of it made for great TV. And as you can say the same thing, sometimes you look back and you're like, oh, but you know what? You're like, everybody else liked it. You're like, okay, I can deal with it. If everybody else liked it, I can deal with it.
Well, we grew up on TV, Jax. I mean, not grew up, but like our adulthood life,
right?
10-year chunk. I mean, that's a pretty big sample size. Of course, I'd like to remind a lot of the viewers, which sometimes, you have to, like, that is a small snippet, but it is a progression over a period of time. And,
right.
And it's real. I mean, I'm not an actor, so I'm feeling it feeling my path just like everyone else in this world.
I say the same thing. They're like, people are just like, Jax, you were just literally meant for reality TV. I'm not an actor. I can't memorize shit, but I tell you what, you can throw me in front of a camera in reality world. I'm amazing.
Yeah, I feel like both of you guys definitely know how to bring it when the camera's turned on.
We definitely do. I don't think you and I have a filter. I don't think we really have an off switch unless we're told from the guys above. But you know, you definitely get what you pay for with us.
Well, I feel like you have to be yourself to make a good reality show, or else people can tell, the audience can tell if you're
100%.
Not
the camera never lies, and the audience can smell a rat from a mile away.
The truth always comes out at some point or another. No matter how you try to hide it or whatever, it always comes out.
Somebody's always going to slip up and tell your business.
Oh yeah,
no matter what.
And I've got the biggest damn mouth in the world. And,
Jax has.
I'm right there with you.
Who has the bigger mouth? Who's the bigger gossip between the two of you?
I mean, forget gossip. If I have something wrong in my life, I just tell everybody. I can't keep anything.
I know. You know what? You and I should have a podcast. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, man, two guys with big mouths.
Okay, Jax is like such a gossip to the fact that I'll come home from a girls' night or something. He's like, what's the new gossip for me? What's going on? What are people talking about? And I won't even tell him things because I know he's going to tell everybody.
I love to gossip. And obviously now my life has slowed down a little bit, being married and having kids and everything. So gossip is all I have. I used to go out to clubs and do whatever like that. I don't do that anymore. So now gossip is like, I need to live through everybody else. And I need to add my 2 cents in and maybe change stories and make it interesting.
The first time Jax and I met in person, we were doing Watch What Happens, and I was at the restaurant in the Village with my agent and one of my great friends who living in New York. And Jack's like, I'll be right there. I was like, okay, it's no big deal. Like, we got about an hour and change. And he rolls in and is just on. And I couldn't get a word in, which is unusual for me. And it was so funny. My friends were captivated, though. I'll say that. They were like,
I got a lot to say, and I feel like it's all in my head. And if I don't get it out, I'll forget it. So I just kind of have to keep talking.
No, you were good. You were entertaining 100%.
So you guys did Watch What Happens Live together. That's how you met for the first time?
Yeah. How many times have we done Watch What Happens Live together?
2 or 3, right?
2 or 3 times. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll do them again because, we're coming back.
Yeah,
I heard. I'm happy for you, I think.
We're coming back. What did you think of the promo of the Valley?
I thought it looked great. I love you guys. You know that.
It's pretty cute, right?
I love you so much. I tried to screw up your wedding.
I was actually going to talk to you about that because you didn't actually screw up anything, but we were put on the spot on Watch What Happens Live. Andy said something like, who was the worst wedding guest? And you just came to my mind immediately because you posted me walking down the aisle before the People Exclusive got to, and I was like, Shep knows better than to do something like that.
The wedding was brought to you by Pepsi or whatever.
No, it wasn't. It was just they had the exclusive. So
I know, but I didn't know that. Of course, I should.
I know. I should have said something or told people, but that's the only reason we said that. It wasn't anything like bad.
I know.
Hey, listen, the check's still cleared, so we're cool.
Right. And then, Brittany, Jax and I are so used to being the whipping boy and the fall guy that it doesn't even matter anymore.
It doesn't even matter. Even if I'm not even in the room, I'm the fall guy. Like I'm just automatically that guy. And we're both the same way, so we just assume.
You guys know how I am. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So people took that so far. Like Shep was the worst wedding guest at the wedding, and I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't even that serious.
Speaking of the wedding, who did you make out with at the wedding?
Did you make out with some bridesmaids?
Maybe Sheena?
Yeah, I mean, I made out with somebody, but
Sheena made out with a couple people.
She was single then, so who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have happened. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun. I don't regret anything at that wedding. I think the first night was everyone got a little out of control, and then the second night I left early. And I don't know why. And I left with Liz and some of her people. And then everybody called me like, where'd you go? And I almost tried to get like an Uber back to the wedding site, which was like 30 minutes away. Then thankfully cooler heads.
You and all my groomsmen were all at the strip club. I don't know if you were there, but 75, 80% of my groomsmen were at the strip club. and they're all coming back and they're all hammered, coming home at 4 or 5 in the morning. And I was just like, oh my God. Of course I didn't go out, and I was like, where's my wedding parties? All in downtown Kentucky somewhere at strip clubs.
I thought they just went to bars, but they went to strip clubs.
They went to strip clubs. Yeah.
You remember? I mean, you won't remember, but so I saw somewhere on like Watch What Happens that Charlize Theron, who's an awesome actress and beautiful, was like, yeah, I like Bravo and I like Vanderpump and Southern Charm, and I shot my shot on a tweet. I was like, do you want to be my wedding +1 to Jax and Brittany's wedding?
No way.
Yeah, obviously.
Did she respond?
No, hell no.
Oh my God.
That would have been amazing if she did respond.
I mean, her team was like, don't touch that with a 10-foot pole, I'm sure.
Our wedding was pretty interesting. I mean, between the Hooters, the Taco Bell,
it was awesome.
The castle,
the guest list was. We just had a plethora of all kinds of people at our wedding. It was a lot of fun.
And hey, I'm very grateful that you came. So don't think you were that bad of a wedding guest.
It's okay.
That's who popped in my mind at the time.
Yeah, your name got off the list as soon as the check cleared. Like I said. Question. Okay, so hey, just to dive into a little gossip here. Okay. What's going on in your dating life? Like I like the gossip. Like I just said, I need to know.
Not much.
What's going on with Taylor? I did watch What Happens Live with her. The last time I did it, which was maybe 4 months ago, and I was on with Taylor. She seemed like a really beautiful girl, and she's really sweet. What happened there?
It is. Well, I went to Costa Rica for a little bit in January. I don't know if you guys know about that.
I heard about it. Can I just tell you what I've heard? I heard she quit her job. That when you guys got together, she was like, I'm quitting my job. Shep's taking care of me now. That's what I heard. And you were like, and got rid of her.
No, I told her to quit her job because it was too onerous. The vacation days and the time she had to give in advance for a Monday off. I was like, this doesn't work for me. I
did the same thing. I think like season 5 or 6, when the girl that I was dating, Carmen at the time, she's like, I think I'm going to go to law school. And I'm like, well, that's not going to work for me.
Gosh, you guys are so similar.
I'm like, sorry, I can't date somebody who's going to law school.
I felt like she had a higher and best use than what she was doing, which was, she was a dental assistant, which is obviously a very useful and good thing, helping kids out with braces. But I was just like, look, let's go to Europe.
Wait, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little. I'm kind of chiming in here a little bit. Sorry, but so when you told her to quit the job, did you say, hey, listen, I'll take care of you? What was she supposed to do for money?
We were going to work on that. I had some ideas. I mean, I thought she was really talented in a few different social media, like promotional videos. I mean, honestly, my idea for her was, hey, find 10, 12 restaurants around town and approach them about running their social media and get them to pay X a month. And there you go. I mean, it's like, and you're good at it, which she was. Now I'm giving away ideas, but at the time she had like, let's call it 50,000 followers. And I was like, you can make double what you do in your normal job just by like promotional and like fun posts and things like that. However, it turns out I got a phone call from one of my investment banking friends in New York, great old friend, and they had just started a seltzer company with booze in it, and they were looking for a Charleston rep, and he was like, I thought of Taylor because he and I talk a lot, and I told him about taking Taylor to Europe and her quitting her job, and I was like, how much does it pay? And it paid really, really decently, and she got to just host parties with this seltzer drink. And
well, good.
So she landed on her feet and then some. I'll say that.
Awesome.
And this was after. And this is when you guys broke up?
No.
Oh, you're still together?
Yeah, still together. Went to Europe. We're supposed to go to Europe for 30 days.
Right.
And we came home early. She didn't love that I was paying for everything, and she felt uncomfortable, and I was like, what? I was like, it's okay. I don't care.
That's awesome for her.
That's good for a girl.
That she's a strong woman.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So too. It's better than the alternative, Brittany, which is the girl being down in the lobby ordering Dom Perignon every evening.
Exactly.
We were living it up, and I respected her and still do, and still care about her. So we cut the trip short. We cut Paris short and Tuscany short.
Wow.
But I told her we had to go to Rome and we had to go to Florence, and we had a great time. But that was she was still trying to sort things out, and I don't know. I hope that she did. I think that she did. So we got home. Things didn't work out in the end. Part of it was my fault, a large part. And
what'd you do, Shep?
Well, I was, I just was well publicized. I was thinking about.
I saw what he did.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
But no, tell Jax.
Okay, tell me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I don't know this.
No, well, no, there was just a couple things that were going. I was like low key thinking about popping the question. Like,
oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. And this girl, I went to go meet someone at a club. I shouldn't have gone at all. And I was in no condition to be out. And Taylor put me in the Uber to go home, and I got a phone call and went and redirected the Uber, and was, I don't know, being a little amorous, I'd say, towards some of this, a staff member there who I don't even really know who it was, but anyhow, doesn't matter. It happened. Taylor came and grabbed me, and I obviously felt ashamed the next morning and the next few days. But I didn't even know, I just knew that I shouldn't have been out and about after a long day of carrying on. So
how are you doing with the rest of your cast? Are you guys all on good terms right now? I know you're kind of on a hiatus and you're getting ready to start back up again, but are you guys all good?
Yeah.
Any gossip there for us?
Jax.
No.
You know me, I like gossip.
Well, I had specific questions.
Anyways, she got a DM from the gal, and
no, Jax just cuts off. We're not even done with the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. My apologies.
Finish. Jax can't let anybody else talk.
She was all upset, as she should be.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm a fucking idiot. And then she's like, we've lost a lot of trust here, and I was just like, okay, well, that's a bad way to go into such a big, serious, one of the biggest decisions of your life for on her behalf as well. I don't want her going into it being like, this guy's rightfully so an idiot, a wild card, whatever you want to say. So, we just sort of it ended right there. Still care about her, still talk to her family a lot. Saw her mom and dad a couple days ago. We met in here in Charleston. They were visiting. And
I met her at BravoCon. I thought she was so sweet. She's very beautiful.
People. They're wonderful people.
Do you think of her as like the one that got away right now?
It's too close to think about that, I think.
Yeah.
But, again, that goes back to Jax and I's philosophy of like everything happens the way it should. And
yeah.
I would take a bullet for 100%. And I hope I know she'll be happy and spread her wings and be a great version of herself. I hope.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
I hope so too. So I got so many questions. Like everything was about, does he want to get back with Taylor? Does he believe in marriage now? And you said that you were thinking about proposing at one point. And even if it's not Taylor, what are your views with like marriage and children? Do you see yourself ever being married or having kids one day? Or is that not in the cards for you?
You don't want to know. Never mind.
You can say whatever you want to say. Jax used to say all the time he never wanted to get married and never wanted to have kids. And then here I come and we're married with a 2-year-old. So people's life changes all the time. And it's okay if you feel like you don't want those things.
Yeah, it's okay. There's enough.
I just got so many people asking me, is Shep ever going to get married? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, we'll see.
Are you Bravo's most eligible bachelor?
I thought about you too this week because I knew I was coming on, but there's something to be said for the marriage and kids that resets yourself. I mean, if it doesn't, then you're really in trouble. But you should. It just refocuses your priorities, and it really puts it literally in writing.
Yeah.
that you've got to walk this path, and you should walk this path, and it should be a good thing for you. And good thing for them, and it should be this beautiful family or whatever. So I think that there's something to be said. Look, I've chased every whim. I've all my pleasures. I haven't stopped short at, and I don't know if you're supposed to do that your whole life, because maybe that's sort of maybe there's supposed to be a balance, and you're supposed to sacrifice and have to do things that you're not dying to do, but you have to do them because you're responsible to do them.
And you made a commitment. Yeah, like Jax just had to go check on Cruz really fast.
Yeah, so if you see me run away, I'm just checking on the baby right now. But 100%, like marriage is one thing, and then you have a kid. I'm not kidding you. As soon as I saw my son pop out, it was just kind of like a switch went off. And I never, for me, like she said, I never wanted to get married, never wanted to have kids, never wanted pets, never wanted any of that. But the switch just went off. And everybody said, when you have kids, your life changes. I'm like, how much is my life going to change as a kid, right? As soon as you see that little head and that little baby, it was like, man, just everything in my life just changed for the better. I honestly believe that my wife and my child saved me for a lot of the reasons.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, man. We all need saving, don't we? And so that's been in my mind. I mean, I would never go into that saying, oh, I need to change, so I'm going to do this. But I do think it's a beautiful thing, and it's something to consider. And
so you're definitely not against it. You're just saying if it happens for you. Okay, gotcha.
Definitely not.
I just got that question so much, so I was like, I wonder how he's actually feeling about that.
Yeah, I like, Brittany, I like those stories. Some older couples. They're like, yeah, I dated so and so early on in life, and then we saw each other years later, and we're like, and for some reason we're both single, and they got together. I love those stories of getting back together and stuff. So who knows what'll happen?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I wish you all the best. Since you talked about Charlize Theron, is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Who has been the most famous person you have met since you've become a reality TV star?
Oh man, I mean, I'm not going to name them all because that's not good for the next meeting. You know what I mean? But
just one famous, like the most famous person that you've met. Like we've met, like Lady Gaga,
Jennifer Lawrence, and Lady Gaga. I think they know more about me than I know about myself. Actually,
it doesn't have to be something like creepy or not creepy, but it doesn't have to be nothing like.
Is there anybody that stands out that was like, you know what, that's pretty cool?
Danny McBride lives here in Charleston, and he's a friend. I mean, lucky enough to get invited to a few of his parties, and
awesome.
I know his crew pretty well, and they're awesome and they're funny, and they've chosen to basically relocate to Charleston, South Carolina, and film a bunch of their stuff.
Funny story about that. I met him too. I met him because he moved out of Randall's new office now. Lala's ex-husband.
Yeah.
Randall took over his old office in Westwood, and he moved to Charleston. I met him. He's a cool guy. Really cool guy.
There's some cool people. Everyone's so nice. You know what I've observed though, like the more famous the person is, the cooler, like the more interested in you that they are. They're like, I think that's why there's the creative types. Like they're wanting to know about you, so maybe they can draw something from you to either writing a character or performing or whatever. And some of like the mid-level people that you meet and I don't blame them at all, but like I think that there's a certain type of folks who have been auditioning. They've worked their ass off to act, and then they see people like us, and they're just like, Jesus, this is stupid.
I get that too. I get that.
Yeah, 100%. I've had the same situation. It's so funny that I'm going to blast. I can say this guy because I really don't like him. The same thing happened to us. I had the best experience with Lady Gaga. I mean, the fact that she knew about me, she wanted to know about my wife. She was asking these questions. So it's almost like she was excited to see me. Jennifer Lawrence, same thing. She knew all about me. She was asking questions. Then we were at the Kentucky Derby one year, right? We ran into an actor I think he's probably doing a little bit better now, but at the time he just rubbed us the wrong way, and he thought he was a little bit too cool for us. He was just starting out in the acting world at that time. And I think this was like 5 years ago, and he literally just snubbed us. And I felt like the same way you think. He's like, you know what? Who are these guys? Why are these reality people here?
But now Chriselle's like one of the biggest reality stars.
Now, he was dating Chriselle, and Chriselle was so sweet to us. She was so nice, and it flopped. Now, like
I see him now. I think he was in that.
He was in This Is Us, which is a huge TV show,
right?
But yeah.
I think he was just a little bitter.
He was nice, but it was just like when people wanted to take like group photos because we were all in a group together. Like he stood in the back with his head like up to the ceiling, like wouldn't look forward, and everybody else, including the people who took care of us at the Kentucky Derby, were all in that photo. So it just seemed a little like rude.
It's just exactly what you said, though. I felt like he's been acting his whole life and working this way up to be invited to these parties. And next, Brittany, and I woke up one day, decided to be on reality TV, and we're invited and taking pictures with all these stars.
Which I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Like we're, it's kind of crazy how our lives.
I've also hung out who I really like
grateful.
is Eric Andre, who did Danny's show down here, The Righteous Gemstones. And we got along really well. We had a lot of fun. So everyone's just, I don't know. I feel like everyone should just be happy, like lucky to be here kind of situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. We have some common celebrity friends. Earnhardt. Dale's he's friends with both of us, and he's an awesome guy, and he's always checking in on us and sent us his new book. He had a children's book.
Yeah,
he sent me some tires from his car.
Cool.
He's such a cool guy. And he always talks about
you. To go hunting with me for wild hogs, and so we're working on a date.
We got to go to NASCAR together. That's fun.
I think it's so cool to meet
NASCAR.
People. Yeah. Oh, you've never? I've been to NASCAR.
Oh, it's awesome, dude. NASCAR is probably the funnest thing I've ever been to in my life. It's just, yes, the race, but there's so much more going on. Especially because the way we do it, we go in the suites, we go in the press boxes, we're bumping shoulders with people. We're just having a really good time. So yeah, we definitely got to go together. And you're in the home of NASCAR. You're in Charlotte.
No, I'm in Charleston.
Sorry, Charleston. I mean Charleston. Yeah.
Do you know who we're interviewing at all?
Yeah.
Sorry. A funny story for me at NASCAR is I got to meet Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees, and that was like such a big deal for me because growing up I loved that, and I was shaking. Like I was like shaking, like how whenever people take a picture, I'm sure people have taken a picture with Shep when they shake, and that's so crazy that people do that. But I did that to Nick Lachey, and I'll never forget that. We met Vince Vaughn too.
Yeah, we met. I mean, just to wrap it up. Yeah, we met a lot of really cool people. But getting into what Brittany said, it's so weird when you take a picture with somebody because I don't consider myself a celebrity or anything. I'm on a reality show, and it's when you take pictures of the people and they clam up or they cry or they get emotional. It's kind of like I don't know how to act. I'm always like, it's okay. So yeah,
it's so sweet though. It is really sweet. Okay, I've got some questions from some fans. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. This is from K_Wow14. What would be Shep's reality or Real Housewives tagline?
What's the tagline?
You know how on the show they all have taglines? Like I think Lisa's was something about
I wish life was diamonds or rose or something like that.
They all have like taglines as they come into the show. What would yours be?
Tomorrow is promised to no one.
Okay.
So deep, Shep. So deep.
But hey, that's his answer. I love it. Okay, we already talked about that.
Seize the day, Jax. Seize the day.
Seize the day.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
This is from Lissy_Rice. What's his current relationship with Austen like?
We saw each other today. We have so much history and we've had so much good times. I've been getting a lot from my season. I was very nice and understanding and gracious towards him. For the most part, I was a couple blow-ups, but after what went down, and so I chose grace in that a lot of the times. I just feel like walking around angry isn't who I am, and so. But watching it back, I watched it and wanted to know, what other people were saying when I wasn't there. That's what us watching it is because you're only in the scenes that you're in. I mean, you don't know
exactly. People don't understand that watch it. Like we're all filming a show, but like something could be happening over here. We have no idea what's happening over there.
No idea. And especially if they're talking about you and you're like, wait, anyways. So watching it back, I was really I got more and more angry. I felt like he treated the thing with Taylor very cavalierly and callously. And I just thought, oh, screw that, and was laughing about it and snickering. I was just like, I was not happy, like that's so uncool. And I just felt like, maybe hurt by a lot of it after the fact. And then after the whole thing that went down with where I talked about at the reunion, I just felt a little abandoned by some people that I thought were my friends. And and it's okay. That's their right. And I just thought I'm going to take a step back from certain relationships and give it air. I don't want to kill them. I'm just not going to water the plant for a little bit. I'm going to only water plants that produce beauty on my end or beauty around me or love, and that's a good thing to think about, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I hate like holding grudges and stuff. That makes you, I hate that feeling.
I know. And I'll give him a big hug and I'll support him in everything that he does. But just as far as the day-to-day banter, it is not where it was at all. And that's okay. Maybe one day it will be.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my feeling too on grudges. I used to hold grudges all the time. And I was like, I've learned to not do that anymore. And it's just it's easier to live your life.
Carrying hate around in your heart is just the worst feeling ever.
Even if you don't like
can't
the
do
person.
it.
You got to meet people halfway or somewhere in between. I mean, you both have to build the bridge towards each other, right? Yeah,
I agree.
Good for you, Shep. Now people are asking, where is your friendship status with Craig? This is from J. Casper 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Craig's we're so different. I mean, we couldn't be two more different human beings on every scale, measurable way you could ever think of. So, but having said that, and we laugh about this from time to time, it's made for really good TV over 9 seasons, just us butting heads and us seeing the world in a different way. So we have a mutual respect in that regard. I'm happy to see him doing well. And I know that he desires a friendship. And I do too, but I just took a step back from some of my show friends over the past month and a half, 2 months, maybe more. And that's okay, man. I mean,
you have to. You kind
of have to, don't you? And then, and the funny thing is we'll get filming again if and when it comes back, and it'll be interesting to see us build our new normal.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate that, and I know you guys can attest. Just the show can be like the best therapist in the world sometimes.
100%, because you're forced to face each other. Like if you have an argument, normally you can just like walk away and not talk or whatever. But on a TV show, you're forced to go and confront it the very next day. Cause it was all on camera. So we have to talk about it.
It's so funny. You just said that the show could be therapy. I literally just said that in my interview yesterday. I go, this is like therapy for me. This is like paid or free therapy. I was literally sitting in my confessionals. We were doing our confessionals yesterday for our show. And I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like getting deep into some certain topics. And I'm like getting emotional. And I'm like, wow, this is really like, this is deep. So that you're right. It can be therapeutic.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of last season, Taylor wasn't speaking to me, and we really hashed out and tried to find common ground on camera, as it were. Yeah. But I think it was beneficial for us both. So that's good.
That is good. Okay. This is from _Anna_Santiago. She asked, we're seeing more crossovers. What other Bravo lib would you like to see guest on Southern Charm?
I don't know if they'll do that, but I mean, that's weird though, because we've never had one come on. Oh, Jax.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go out drinking.
He's like, I see you pointing to yourself. I'm just going to say you, Jax.
I know. I need to do it.
We're
drinking with you and the boys.
Geographically, we're so like far removed.
Far apart.
I think it's kind of, I mean, I know that they had the boys up to Winter House and Summer House, and
I think that's what people were kind of referring to, like so many crossovers.
I heard about Winter House and Summer House from Austen and Craig.
Yeah,
and I 17 days just getting shit faced for 17 days in a row.
Yeah,
and then you can't listen to music or like you can't really have any time to yourself. I think I would try to escape or something.
Yeah,
that would be pretty hard. That
was me on House of Villains. I'm in a house.
You were there for 4 days, Jax.
I was only there for 4 days, but that 4 days sounded like an eternity because you cannot leave the house
and you can't watch TV, and that's Jax's thing.
All I do is watch TV. It's my favorite thing to do. I no music, no TV, and I'm talking to complete strangers that I've never met before, and I get anxiety with that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, more or less, to be voted off fast because it didn't really matter for us. I mean, it's getting paid the same amount regardless if I was there day 1 or day 30.
Hey, that's good.
I think seeing you two on TV together would be really funny, though.
I would love it. I would love
Yeah.
it. And y'all
Okay.
are
Oh,
with
sorry.
Haymaker too. So just make a phone call, right?
Yeah,
That's
maybe
right.
we'll bring you on the Valley.
Oh, are you with Haymaker too over there?
Yeah.
Haymaker
Oh,
does, art, so
yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe he'll be visiting LA whenever we're filming one time.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
From J.E. Riley, 13, what is the best and the worst thing that you experienced so far on reality TV? He's like, oh, no.
The
That you can say.
best is the fringe benefits, y'all. I mean, it's the surrealness of people literally pulling out the red carpet for you, and you're like, huh, me? And it's never being just a kid from South Carolina, and then all of a sudden, people are being nice to you. It's pretty eye opening, and I really, really try to reciprocate it. I love giving the love. I love saying, hey, you guys, love this restaurant. You got to try it. Or, hey, a friend has put out a new book or an album. Or even if it's even if it's a friend of a friend, I'm like, a rising tide lifts all boats. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
To bring awareness and success to others.
I love that.
I agree. I love spending the extra. If someone's there, people waiting in line to take pictures, I'll spend the extra 10 minutes. I'll do the extra video.
Because
I'll sit
we're
there.
so
We'll
grateful.
talk.
And, that's the fans of the shows is what makes everything happen.
We're not actors. We're reality stars. So people, are so invested in us. You're not watching a character. You're watching us in our real lives. So they're so invested and they care so much and they feel like they're living your lives. And, if they want you to stand and take a video or take an extra picture or wait in a little line a little longer, I'm more than happy to do it.
Super easy. Sure. No skin off my back. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So the worst thing.
The worst thing, I guess, is if you're having a bad day and you're in an airport, you're in a rush, and you have to be like, I can't make everybody happy here. You know what I mean? But that's the flip side of that coin, which rarely happens. But and then it's the relationship part. It just really tears you. It's just really hard to have one on camera, and I know you guys can more than attest.
Yes.
And because everyone is talking about you, and everyone's pulling threads to try to unravel the ball of yarn, and that in many ways contributed to Taylor and I's demise. And
I think having to relive it too, like 6 or 7 months later when it airs, can be really hard.
I can attest to that.
And then the social media, which I'm really good about not reading the bullshit, but you can't help it. The keyboard warriors are.
Oh yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. But what I found, because I've done a lot of soul searching over the past month and a half, is y'all, that those people are more damaged than we could ever dream of, and
exactly.
They deserve grace, and I hope they find help. And
see, that's how I look at it. If somebody is saying something mean to me, I try to rise above. I'll go and say a nice comment to them, like, "Oh, your eyes are beautiful," or that, because I just think that having a positive mindset is so much healthier and better than being negative. And we should be like lifting each other up instead of bringing each other down. It doesn't really make any sense to me. So I always try to like switch the narrative and keep it positive.
Dude, there's nothing better than like when someone coming after you and calling you a name or whatever, they're just being like, I hope you have a great day. I mean, it just shuts them right up, and they're just kind of like.
Well, sometimes it'll make people notice too, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, why am I sitting here being a troll?
Right. And sometimes the fans, the true fans and the positive ones will come to your defense. And that's
yeah, they'll go to battle on your social media.
Oh yeah. I love those people. I'm like, thank you. I love you so much.
We should pay attention to them more. And I used to get that from fans, like, hey, why are you even giving this person oxygen? We're here because we're supporting you. I'm like, you know what? You are exactly right. What is
exactly right.
Yeah.
It's just hard sometimes whenever the bad comments are a lot louder. You know what I mean? But we have so much more support that we should be like grateful for. And, we should definitely just shout out those people, and we love you.
Yeah. I think people know that the bad comments are a little louder. That's why they do it. That's why.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's leaked into like American life now. Like if you want to have the microphone, you got to be crazy and mean and spirited and all this crazy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the only thing gets the clicks.
I will pray for those internet trolls and hope that you find love and happiness. Okay, we're going to do a couple rapid fire questions before we sign off. Is that okay?
Shoot.
All right. First thing that comes to your mind, okay? What makes you smile the most?
Other people's smile.
What is one thing every man should have in their closet?
A velvet blazer.
Would you rather shop online or shop at a store?
Store.
Can you do any impressions?
Thomas Ravenel. I think I gave it to you earlier. Man, Shepherd, there is a guy here who is filming us. Can you believe that? I can do some Southern.
So you could do me?
Yeah. We did Matthew McConaughey, maybe. All right.
If your life was one hashtag, what would it be? You kind of answered that earlier, I guess.
Blessed. I know everyone says that. Blessed and happy, yeah.
I love that. What is the best pickup line that has ever been used on you?
My mom loves you.
My mom loves you.
I hear that a lot, and I'm like, okay, I think that's good. Yeah.
I've had a few of those
from like the number one person.
Like that means the most.
Yeah.
Are you a planner or a procrastinator?
Planner.
What is one misconception about you?
That I'm like just some spoiled brat. Like, I mean, I can be. I think we all can be, right? But I mean, my parents and I have a great, great relationship, and I respect and love my family. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day. You know, they say reputation is what other people think about you. Character is what the people who you know and love think about you.
Okay. Love that. What is a moment from your past you wish you could relive again?
Moment. Just a moment?
Yes. Just a moment.
Oh, there's so many conversations I wish I hadn't said this or that. You know, it's like too many to even think about. But
you go back and talk about it a different way.
Yeah, or maybe one less drink, you know, or one less party or one less late night, you know, just sort of relax and be comfortable and let life happen to you and don't try to chase it.
I like that one.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Well, Jessica Alba was my biggest celebrity crush in history.
She's hot.
I feel like, yeah. But
right now, ask me that question. That's a great question. Who's your celebrity crush? I think I know this. Tom Hardy.
I love Tom Hardy. Yeah, I love Michael B. Jordan. I mean, there's like a lot. There's a lot of different people.
Do you know who mine is?
Alexa Winter or whatever.
No, it used to be. It's Sydney Sweeney.
Sweeney.
Ooh, she's hot.
So, is it still Jessica Alba, or have you switched it around? You got a new one?
I don't even know who the actresses are these days. I like Monica Bellucci too. She was so hot.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
Drama or comedy?
It doesn't matter. Just your favorite all-time movie.
The Usual Suspects, LA Confidential, and Rushmore. Okay.
And what show have you recently binge watched?
Ooh, I'm watching True Detective, the new one right now, and then this Tokyo. This show about Tokyo, this Asian show it's subtitled, but it's good.
I love that.
That's awesome. I love all your answers. Hey, quick question. Do you got anything you want to promote? Anything you got going on right now?
I've got a lot of things that I'm working on. I'm going to be hanging out down in Austin, Texas here soon with my new friends from Men's Journal. So we're doing like a little documentary and I'm excited about the prospects on that one.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
At Relationship is my Instagram. And I haven't messed with Twitter. Y'all laugh at this. I was in Copenhagen traveling through Scandinavia by myself. And I loved it. Loved every second. I was exploring, meeting new people. And I was invariably by myself. So I would scroll through Twitter and I would get angry about stupid things and get in these dumb squabbles. And I would like sit forward articles to my dad being like, what do you think of this? And he's like, Shep, what are you freaking doing? Like, you are in Scandinavia. Enjoy. Get off of Twitter. Stop it. And he's just right. Exactly right. I don't get agitated about current events and people being outrageous for the sake of being outrageous. And so I am off Twitter. So don't look for me there. It's still dormant.
I have not used Twitter in years and years and years and
Yeah,
years.
I've muted all new anything
Jax
news.
used to be in trouble all the time
I
on
used to
Twitter.
get in trouble on there all the time. I give
know.
Bravo PR, would literally call my manager every day. Jax, why is Jax on Twitter? Why is Jax on Twitter?
And people would be asking me, like, why did Jax say? I'm like, I don't even look at his Twitter because I would be way too embarrassed.
Yeah,
so
Twitter's-
I have no idea what he's saying on there.
I don't go on it anymore. All I did was get in trouble, so I stay away from it now.
Yeah. Okay, but relationship on Instagram. Well, thank you so much, Shep, for coming on When Reality Hits.
Thank you, buddy, man. It was great seeing you. Hopefully we
so
get to
much
see each other
fun.
soon. Now that Brittany and I are back into the Bravo world again, I'm sure we'll be running into each other.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you having on and taking the time out of your day to come on and join us. And hopefully we get to see you soon.
My pleasure, guys. Jax, come on, cameo. Not the app.
Not the app.
Yes, I know. We're gonna have to tell. Maybe next time we do Watch What Happens Live, we'll be like, "Hey, I think it's time we do a little bit of a crossover."
How would we get you down here?
It's just me jumping on a plane and say, "Hey, Jax, let's go to dinner."
Yeah, no, but we got to think of why, like a how and why too.
Brittany kicking me out of the house saying I need a break.
Okay, I like it already. Okay.
Easy enough. Easy enough.
Thank you, Shep, so much. And thanks, everyone, for listening to When Reality Hits. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, peace.